My name is Chung Yun Hoon, born in China, 1930 April, near the border of the North Korea, China, and Russia. I grew up in a family where my grandfather and ancestors were scholars, and we came to China from Korea in 1918. My life really made a big change once I learned about how big the world is. I was grade school. I thought the town I lived in China was the biggest town, and that was the whole world. We just had a 3-story Chinese restaurant. I thought that was tall building. So I would bring a friend from the countryside to show how big that building is. Until I read a book by Tsurumi Yusuke, the America and Europe travelogue. There I saw first time Empire State Building picture. Just bogged my mind. So I said, God, I gotta go there sometime see that too. If I want to go to America and see all this, I gotta study English. After this, war, August 15th, 1945, Japanese are all going home, and some Japanese are selling English books. So I found out, and there I found a lot of English books. I said, how did you get these books? Well, he said, we came from America. I said, can you teach me English? So I went to my daddy, please, I found a Japanese teacher of English, and could you pay some tuition for me? He said, no, it was under communist at that time. He said, you're going to get caught and we'll be all in jail. So he refused to do that. So I had no choice, but we had little plot of the garden near airport. So I would dig potatoes and all this stuff and took out and gave to her. And I studied really hard. My father was considered a genius. Mm-hmm. He was a good mathematician, and his nickname was Kiha, geometry. So he was Chung Kiha. Mm-hmm. My father's classmate was General Chung Il Kwon. Mm-hmm. And so he was to go to Tokyo Physics University, but certain circumstances he couldn't go. Mm-hmm. So he started the business, import and export, and became grain exporters. He would ship corn, beans and corn from Manchuria to Tokyo via Chongqing, seaport. So we were very wealthy, and we became the ration house. So my daddy had all the rice, we were ration house, so it was more important than money. Mm-hmm. Japanese got all the white rice and sugar. Korean got, little less. China never got those. And we were taught that we are inferior than Japanese and better than Chinese. That was ingrained into our brain. We left China to North Korea. And it's worse now, but even then, there's no freedom, and you have to sing the Kim Il song every day, and and there's no justice. And I decided, this is no place to start. So I somehow, I was going to kill the Kim Il sung. We had 3 or 4 guys together. This is a system, we had to destroy something.
Were you serious about trying to kill Kim Il-sung?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Well, I was only 17. but we were, best student, right.
And you felt the need to kill him because why?
Because we, like An Jung-gun, because I would die anyway. Mm-hmm. But the thing, I do something, more worthwhile to do it. Living doesn't matter. Because when that condition, why live like this? If you are children of wealthy, you are executed, So I was living very in borderline. I would eventually be eliminated because my background was, rich father and, speaking English. Oh, I did worse thing in North Korean point of view. When I came down to South Korea, Pocheon we had to report to police station.
Right.
Okay, and I was only student. There was 6 smugglers. They smuggled back and forth, and they told me to stay in the back because police will interrogate you. And my parents got all their assets sold and made a bundle of 1 box of some valuables so I can take South Korea and live. And the guide who guiding me through the border, he took it away with it, and I came with nothing. So there's only 10 won paper. And so I was standing there being interrogated, and he's about to hit me. Then Jeep stopped from outside, and there are 2 American soldiers and 1 Korean interpreter who didn't speak English came in and stopped my place. Then I said, "What is?" I said, "Yeah, I'm from North Korea. I just came from. And this is a Korean, North Korean money 10 won. If you want it, I give it as a souvenir, or in English." And the man who interrogated me, he shook my hand and said, "Boy, that's fantastic. If you speak English in South Korea, you got it made." I got scot-free. I was sent to camp, 2 days later, American Jeep came and picked me up and took me to the Kimpo Air Base, where CIA headquarters was. I was there 3 days, interrogated, 3 days later, they offered me a job, $300 a month, and would you work for us? Then I remember reading book about the small success should not be taken so that you will lose the opportunity. So I said, if I take this $300 job, when would I go to college? See? So I said, no. I had to live among beggars. I had no money, nothing. See? I got a job as a tutor at night, and during daytime I had laboring at the opening can to the rim off and cut the middle so make a flat sheet out of the can. I did that whole day, whole night, and I made a living. But that ended when the war started, only 4 months later. So then I was sure that MacArthur would come and save us. So I stayed in Seoul. I had a lot of difficulty. I got caught.
Caught by whom?
By North Korean soldiers.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
They want the volunteer army. And a young man was picked and become volunteer army. So you had to hide from that. So I would hide, but you can hide only about 2-3 days because you get hungry. You cannot eat and hide at the same time. So you had to come out. So you do something to get something to eat. Once you eat something, you hide again. You do 3-4 days, then you go back. And I was caught 4 times. I escaped 4 times.
And how did you escape?
Well, they would usually try to take one place to the other, place, from this station to next and to headquarters, and you just escape, so.
Run.
And then one last time I was at the Sonam Sedaemun 경찰서, and that was, I said, I can't escape him. I don't want it anymore. So I would just volunteer. So I rather die eating. But then I was near the gate, and there's a little door. Suddenly the door opened, and there was a guard there. The guard left, and at the time the door opened, it was big like that. So I said, this got to be omen for me to escape. So next time this happened, I will go. Because I wasn't going to escape. The next time he went, I just got out and left, and I escaped.
And no one shot you?
Yeah, well, it really, you are running for your life. My name is Chung Yun Hoon, and this is my Korean-American story.